I think the biggest tax mistake that I made at the beginning was not understanding that tax is a process. And whenever I thought about tax or got headaches, I just thought that what I really needed was a good accountant. But what I learned over the years that it's not just about getting a good accountant. And that accountant that says to you, hey, I saved you this much money in taxes, and it makes you feel good about yourself because you've saved that much money in taxes, it's just not enough. Hi, I'm Dr. Genhee So with ElevateMD, and today we're going to talk about the biggest tax mistakes that can cost doctors so much money over time. Because tax is part of a bigger picture, and taxes shouldn't just be something that you have conversations with your accountant. This should be a bigger conversation with a proper wealth management team. So what do I mean by that? I think a lot of us say, oh, hey, I've got a great financial advisor, I've got a good wealth manager, I've got a great accountant and some really good lawyers on my team. But the bigger question is are they working together? And does your financial advisor and your wealth manager know about taxes so that you're planning appropriately? Because good wealth building, sustainable wealth building, is about planning, not just looking at taxes and taxes that you can avoid after you've made the transactions, but more about planning ahead of time and figuring out where to place investments so you mitigate future taxes. Who do we talk to when we think about where to place our investments? We don't talk to our accountants about that. We talk to our financial advisors about that. And so what I'm saying here is the better combination of your wealth manager and your accountant or your financial advisor is actually more of a collaborative effort. And that's where you're going to see the synergies of their efforts come together more cohesively. Instead of each professional staying in their own lane, doing what they know best, if they can come together as a team, discuss their perspective on your wealth growth, then you're going to have better outcomes. The big mistake that I made was looking at an accountant separate from the financial advisor. That actually gave me a headache in multiple ways. And trying to be the go-between between the accountant and the advisor, each one of them having their own set of languages and lingos. One would ask me to ask the other a question. I never really understood the question, so I was acting as the liaison, trying to get the answer and bringing it back to the other professional. Seems really strange for me to be sort of the person acting as the go-between when I don't even know really what's being discussed or how to approach it to get the best results for me. But that's where so many of us find ourselves when we have a fragmented approach to building our own wealth. And so why do we have that? Why do we think that? And why do we have what we think is a great team, but they're all sort of sectioned off in their own offices? Well, it's because the financial industry was built that way. Their own personal and professional intentions and goals are to be the best at what they can do for their own goals, to reach their own targets. But what about your targets and standards? Well, what you want is something very much like multidisciplinary rounds at the hospital. When you have physicians, including pathologists, surgeons, radiologists, family docs, all in the same space at the same time, talking about one patient, that's where you see true collaboration and proper healthcare working. It's not one letter here, a report here that all gets funneled down to the family doc to try and figure out and navigate and then pass on that information to you as the patient. We don't have to have that barrier when we're dealing with building meaningful wealth for us. What we can do is have all of our professionals in one room working together so that the focus is on us and our wealth building, our proper retirement, and our family's well-being, both now and in the future. So when you're thinking about taxes and your intention is to build meaningful wealth for you and your family, just remember, taxes isn't just about a conversation with your accountant. Taxes should be a regular conversation with involvement of all the different parts and elements of your financial team. When you do that, you can integrate the professional expertise, but really focus on what matters most, which is building your wealth sustainably. I'm Dr. Genhee So with ElevateMD, and if you want to learn more about taxes effectively and apply it to your own situation, follow me and visit my website at drgenheeso.com. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.